Yeah, it's so nice to have all of us here. Yeah, let me just push up a little bit. And it's always a pleasure. It's always a great moment to share this space, to share insight. And for those on accelerated mentorship, yes, good to have you. For those on the VIP tribe, good to have you. For those that are joining us that are just from the inner circle, yes, good to have you. And luckily enough, this content stays on, so you can always come back and watch. You can always have a lot more to chew on. If you've not understood something, you can always take time and understand it, and then we can always move together. I don't want to leave anyone behind, and I hope I'm not leaving anyone behind. Okay, so let's chat and let's get to know a little bit about each other. If you are here, please make sure that you give me a thumbs up, or just give me just give me a text to know that you're here. Nachimbugwe Patricia, you're here. Good to have you here. And then just if you're live with us, just indicate that you're live. And if you are not live, if you're coming back to rewatch or replay this, make sure that you still indicate you are on replay, so we know, or I know that I can follow you up. Okay, those from the Accelerated Mentorship Program, from the VIP tribe, and then from Bahati's inner circle. I mean, it's many of us. Okay, so let's have this masterclass. And this week we've started these master classes that are going to join us, and from our different groups. Okay, so that we can have a place where we can ask the questions. We can have a little bit of time to ask questions, and then depending on the information that we've had through the week, and then we will definitely be having more information, new information. So make sure that you share this link back to your group. If it's the VIP tribe or the inner circle or accelerated mentorship, make sure that you share this link back to the group or the WhatsApp groups, so that they can be able to know that we are here and we are changing the world one soul at a time. Okay, and there's so many things that I would love us to talk about today, but we talked about getting unstuck. We talked about getting unstuck. It was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I know that for sure, many of us got back to me and told me for sure, I really, really, really needed to know how to get past where I am. We all have decisions to make. We all have things that we are going through that maybe we are just don't feel good about where we are. But again, that does not mean that it's the end of the world. But if we can learn to get unstuck, then the best way forward will always be forward. The best way through it is through it. Okay, there is no standing in the middle. There is no giving up in the middle of the journey and saying that, you know what, I don't think I can get to the other side, or I don't think I can cross through. I think there is a certain singer who said that if you're going through the fire, make sure that you actually go through it. Okay, Margaret, good to see you. If you're going through the fire, make sure that you are going through it. You don't stand. So just imagine you're going through a fire, and all of a sudden you get somewhere and you're like, you know what, I give up. That is, imagine any situation you will ever go through, it's a fire. And then you get in the middle of the fire where it is the hottest, and then you say, you know what, I give in. I don't think this thing is for me. I don't think I will ever get to the other end of the road. You're going to be burnt. You're never going to make it through. But the moment you feel the fire is getting to the hottest, the only thing that you have to do is take off, run. That means increasing your speed, accelerating yourself, and that is why we created the Accelerated Mentorship Program, the Expert Accelerator, the Bahati's Inner Circle, and the VIP Tribe. Why? Because we have to be accelerated. We have to get to a place where that momentum, actually, we are running faster than we thought we could run. And some of us are running from so many things, okay? Some of us must get unstuck so that we do not go back to the life that we had before. Some of us have not had the best of our lives, and I speak from experience. I have not had, I mean, my past is not the best, and I would not want to go back there. You get it? And so if I am going to work for my success, if I'm going to work for my dime, for my money, if I am going to work for my children never to go through what I went through, if I'm going to work that the fourth generation will know that we had a grandmother called Bahati, and the grandmother opened the doors to wealth, and we will never be poor again ever in our lives. Up to the fourth generation, up to the fifth generation. How would I feel when my name is put on a hallway somewhere for all my grandchildren and my grandchildren, and the best thing they have to say about me is, she showed us the light, she paved the way for us, and she made it easier for us. We are where we are because she paid the price. How would you want the success that you want right now, the success that we want right now? It does not only affect you, but it affects the people in your life. So if you're working hard, you're not just working hard for yourself, you are working hard for the generation that is coming after you, for your children, for your grandchildren, for your grandchildren, and the people that are going to walk your path. And let me tell you, some of them are not going to be your children, but the man who will marry your daughter and the woman who will get married to your son, they are going to have an easy life. So talk about impact. We're not just talking about impact when we change other people's lives. We are talking about impact when we are changing our own lives, when we learn to create wealth, when we learn to sow the seed, when we learn to push ourselves a little harder, when we learn to hit the targets, when we learn to hit the milestones, to celebrate, okay, to go bigger, to launch. The reason as to why I tell all of us to find businesses or to find something to invest in, because I mean, you are the biggest investment. Now if you invested, whichever group you come from, you invested in yourself to be here. Now if you are the best asset you will ever have on earth, and I want you to get it from me, you are the best asset you will ever have on earth. Okay, so if you are the best asset you will ever have on earth, how would you, if you knew this all along, how different would you have treated yourself? I mean, you would have looked good, you'd have smelled good, you would have, worked a little harder, you'd have pushed a little harder, you'd never give up. Why? Because you are an asset, you're not a liability. Okay, so the matter of fact that you invested in yourself to be here, that means that you see a future that is great. Your the faith that you have is that your future is not going to be the same the way it is. And that is why I said we choose businesses, or we choose niches, or we choose the people that we are working with, but when we know that this thing is actually scalable. Okay, it's something that can begin as small and it grows. Everything that begins up going down is a grave, but everything beginning down and going, that is growth. So we are looking for growth, we are looking for momentum, we are looking for acceleration, and then we are looking to get at the peak and tell the world, look what God has done, or look what persistence, where the persistence has gotten me to, where the patience has gotten me to, where the hard sweat has gotten me to. And let me tell you, once you get to that, when doors are being opened for you, when you, I mean, there is someone I was telling, it was today, and I was telling someone that I don't like the money of 9 to 5 now, because that is where I have gotten. Do not misread me, because it's very possible that you still have a 9 to 5 your job, but I don't like that money. I like the money where I'm like, you know what, let's fuel the jet and take off. We're taking off at this moment, but make sure a certain restaurant has already packed food for me to find on the jet. Or I mean, where are we going? Are we going Bahamas? Where are we going? Are we flying to Mauritius? As in, can I be there for a week, a 1 week or 2 weeks vacation, but still when I am working and impacting the world because everything has gone viral? Now that is the money that I want. The money that comes in when on my email, when I am sleeping at 3 a.m., when people are buying my courses, when people are buying sessions, when people are buying and overbooking and saying, you know what, if the system shows you that I am booked up to July, and someone still comes and says, I want to book July to see you in July, or I want to book a video session in July, I like that kind of money, because I decide how I get it, when I get it, and how much I want to get. And sometimes it even goes above and beyond what I thought I would really want. So I want you to look at this so seriously. What got you here is not going to get you there. That means you need a different kind of momentum, you need a different kind of power, you need a different kind of attention, of focus. So what has gotten you here is not going to get you where you want. So that means that we have to change the direction, the way we operate, okay? That means that if everyone has been, for example, we all were hit with by COVID. And I said to so many people that last year, in the middle of COVID, when everyone was crying that their businesses were dying, I made the most money in COVID. I made the most money in COVID. I was overbooked. I was on sessions every day. I even overfixed sessions. Why? Because most people were either depressed, or people were buying courses. People were, as in, there is a lot that was happening, okay? So I made more money during COVID, but everyone was saying that COVID time has actually treated them so bad. And that is why I told someone that, you know what, if you're saying tulibavu, speak for yourself. Why? Because you never know how others have actually struggled, how others have actually built their momentum, how others have built their businesses that they can even thrive amidst the lockdowns, amidst the, I'm on maternity leave, but I'm still earning. I am on, as in, other people are building their businesses different. So you and I want us to build your business to make it flourishing and thriving whichever season you get to. That no season you will get to and say, you know what, today I am not working. Today things have failed. But we have to first get unstuck, and then we have to know that what got us here is actually not going to get us there. The amount of prayers that got you here are not the amount, it's not the same amount of prayer that is going to sustain you, okay? The amount of faith is going to have to triple. The amount of focus is going to have to triple. The amount of persistence is going to have to triple. The amount of having, laser focus and saying, this is what I am going to do. And that is why I said direction before speed. Okay, so if you have your direction and you have your bearings right, and you're saying, this is where I want to go, then run as fast as you can. But before you know the direction, do not run, because chances are you will get somewhere at the crossroads and you will turn around only to find proper direction later. Okay, so once you have locked in, and that is why I say the basics are finding ourselves, what we love to do, what is our passion. Are you a business person? And what kind of business are you talking about? Are you talking about rearing birds? Are you talking about poultry? Are you talking about having animals? Are you talking about real farming, as in crops and all that? Are you talking about setting up an office and starting and going full on when it comes to coaching and counseling and consulting and mentoring, and just going out and telling people that, you know what, this is what I do, and going out to inform people on social media? I like how Marjorie is doing it. I like how Patricia, you're doing it. I like how Rihanna is doing it. I like how we are going out and telling the people that this is who we are. I like how Sarah Logosa is doing it. As in, you're telling the world that, hey, look here, this is what I do. Do not hesitate to book me. Do not hesitate to invite me for a speaking engagement. Do not hesitate me. Because the moment you have fear, and the fear keeps holding you back, then when will the world know that you have something to offer? And then you are willing to offer it, okay? So I want us to go full out, and I want us to just not hold back. What got us here is not going to get us there. How you got your money to where you are right now is it's not going to sustain that money. And this is what I usually say. If you earn money and you earn the same amount of money next year, believe me, you are going down, because there is nothing like I'm sustaining. In economics, you do not sustain. You do not say, why? Because the inflation rate is changing, as the dollar rate is changing, seeing our currencies actually dropping, our shillings are dropping against the dollar, like at a very high rate and speed. That means you can never have, if you had what, $100, by the time you turn it into shillings, or you convert it, I mean, the next time maybe it's not going to have as much as you thought. Okay, so I don't want you to say I maintained. There is nothing like maintaining. That is why I say the power that got you here is not the power that is going to get you there. Okay, so that means that whatever you have done, you have to triple. Whatever you have to change. Okay, you have to double down. Whatever effort you have put in, you have to put in more time. Okay, so even if it means sleepless nights, and this is what I say when it comes to business. I have done businesses. I've done the tangible businesses with products and all that. Right now I have online products, and I have books, and I have, courses, and I have all those things. But I've sold real products. I've sold hair, I've sold cosmetics, I've sold phones, and I still actually sell them, because from time to time when I travel, I come back with stuff. And even if I don't travel, but sometimes I order for stuff, because so many people, when they see me and they're like, oh, you have a nice skin, and I'm like, I could actually help you out. And so many people actually come to me. So I don't go out telling people, oh, I have merchandise, but people come to me. Those that know me, they know that I actually sell stuff. So I know what it means to know that this is your passion, okay? And to know that you can have a side hustle somewhere. And that side hustle, you cannot say, sometimes our side hustles are actually our major hustles. They are our major jobs, but we treat them like side hustles. But a side hustle that you do not give time is actually going to drain you, okay? So if you have a main job and you're putting up a side hustle, make sure that your efforts, make sure that you get to not even a 6-figure. I think here in Uganda, and I wouldn't take you to an 8-figure all of a sudden, but at least 7-figure, because that is around 1 billion shillings in our country. As a 7-figure is not even, but if you know that can sustain you through a month, you can say, you know what, my target, or if you've been working 9 to 10, and say that, you know what, this is the money that I've been earning. If I can actually make the same money in my coaching business, if I can make the same money or even more in my other business that I've decided, whether it's cosmetics, whether it's fashion, whether it's whatever it is that you choose to do, whether it's real estate, whatever it is that you choose to do, invest, invest, invest. Okay, money is not for eating and keeping. Money is for investing. Okay, even if you invest and you don't have a dime on you, do not be ashamed. Actually, rich people don't move with money. Rich people invest money. Okay, so if you know that this is what I need, okay, and you know that, okay, in order for me to actually be serious online, I have to get some ring lights, or I have to get a good camera. I have to invest in a good camera, or I have to invest in a good phone that is affordable, but again, it can take good videos, and it can take, because the world is going so fast. Okay, so you invest in yourself and say, you know what, I want to grow this business, the side hustle of mine, or the one that I'm just starting, until it can give me the same money or even more than what I'm making from my 9 to 5 job. And then I can be able to trust myself that I can transition. And while you work, you make sure that you save, and the money that you save, you should be able to give yourself a time frame if you want to transition, and say that, you know what, I'm giving myself a full year, or I'm giving myself a 2 years, and that plan should be solid, okay, and airtight. You should say that if I'm giving myself 2 years, then this is the kind of money I'm going to save in those 2 years, and this kind of money can actually help me survive as I go through setting up of my business, and as I go through, so that I can know that in the 6 months I can eat, I have a shelter, and I'm going on about my business, and making sure that I actually sell it out and full blast. Okay, so you can decide and say you're saving money, so that you can, in the times that you're not working, you can be able to actually just quit and just decide to have your money, because you can eat and have shelter as you build your side business and let it grow. Okay, we are here for growth, and we are here for momentum. We are here to make it in a big way. Okay, and one thing is, I want you to choose your specialty, not everything. And even if you get to this moment, and I'm telling you this, even those that graduated, if you get to this moment, even when you have not understood yet what your niche is and what, because sometimes these things keep changing, do not blame yourself. It's okay and it's normal, but just look out what interests you, what really interests you. Okay, because then if you find what really interests you, then you are going to be able to you know how you will go through social media and you'll find that there are different people that you keep subscribing to, there are different people that you keep liking their information, there are different people, and you'll find that the different, there are like 3 of them or 5 of them whose information you really like and you really resonate with them, and sometimes you say, I wish I could be like them. Finding ourselves takes some time, and sometimes it actually takes longer than what we really thought. So I want you to be able to master that, and I want you to know that it's very okay not to know where to start from. But once you have started and you have said, okay, now at least I have the basics, the others will grow later, but I have the basics. I want to speak to teenagers, or I want to speak to adolescents, or I want to speak to this category, to the women, or I want to speak to the mothers, I want to speak to the children. Whatever your specialty is, you make sure that you produce more content, you avail yourself, you research as never before. If you are a counselor, a consultant, or a mentor, or a coach, you are like a teacher. Okay, you read every day, you do everything to feed your mind, because it's, I mean, what you put in is what comes out. There's no 2 ways about that. What you put in is what comes out. So the life you live has to be a life full of meditation, a life full of self-reflection, a life full of pulling lessons out of different scenarios, okay? And being able to sit down and listen. Even if someone sends you an issue or you read it on social media and you're like, if this person is going through this issue, that means there are 1,000 others, or 1,000,000 others, or 1,000,000,000,000 others that are going through the same issue. Can I dive into researching about that issue and come up with 7 points, with 10 points, and then I film myself with my phone and put it out there? Some people like content more than even the picture quality. So make sure that you are out there with something that can actually help someone, that can help someone. And while we are on that, I want us to just go through quickly. I will post a video about this, but I just want us to just hint just a little bit when it comes to your social media strategy, okay? Because it is so crucial in this age and era. You are never going to flourish in any business. You are never going to flourish in any business if you don't know how to use social media, okay? And sometimes when you talk about strategy, it sounds like a very huge word, okay? But how to create an effective social media strategy. And strategy is really having a routine, how you handle things and how you do things. That is really strategy. What are you going to put up? When are you going to put it up? And what kind of traction do you want? What kind of reaction do you want from people? Because if you don't make it intentional and you just post every day, you just put on social media, put on social media without being intentional, then you're also going to suffocate us, because every time we scroll, we will see something and we will go past it. But the moment you have a bit of deliberate and intentional kind of posting or a strategy, then we know every time you put it out, there's a reason as to why you put it out. It's either a lesson, it's either, educative, informative, it's either entertaining, but either way, you're giving something to us, and we really want to do it. So number 1, you must really master your plan, okay? What you plan to do, okay? And you have to be able to know what you want to achieve with your goal. So what do you want to achieve? Number 1, you can say, I want really to create awareness, okay? I want to let people know that I am here and this is what I am here to do. And you have to be very aggressive about that. That means that for everything that you send out, you have to let them know who you are, because people label. The moment they label you a coach, the moment they label you a counselor, the moment they label you confidence coach or something that you do, even if it's a seller. I mean, I have so many people saved in my phone, but because the other one sells what? Either bedroom stuff, that is beds, mattresses, and what, or maybe the other person sells nighties, and then the other person sells that is cookware or kitchenware, and then the other person sells, as in there are so many people. I have so many in my phone, but most of them are online traders, and some of them I have actually helped to set up their businesses, and decorators and cake people, you know. So these people keep doing business, but they keep informing people that, you know what, this is what I do. This is, I mean, I bake cakes. I do itenji. I'm called Taylor so and so. You leave your number behind in case someone wants to talk to you, so that they know that you are actually creating awareness. Okay, so master your plan. What are you doing? What are you doing exactly? Are you creating awareness? That should be part of the things that you actually do. Okay, so create your goals and make sure that you take steps to actually attain that goal. And then you have to pay attention to the things that you love. Okay, on social media, do not just scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll. Pay attention to your behaviors. Okay, how you consume social media, because even other people consume social media differently. So most of them will consume social media by either going to entertainment pages or comedy pages just to laugh, or you will see some of us have seen stuff that is good on social media and we have taken screenshots. How many of you are guilty of that? I am so guilty. I see something good on social media, I take a screenshot, and I keep asking myself, when will I buy these things? Because I always take a screenshot with an intention of buying, of sending, or ordering for it, but sometimes I never get to do it. So I find that I have 1,000 screenshots in my phone, and none of them have I ever even ordered. Okay, so I want you to be very careful about your consuming patterns. Okay, and what made you engage with a particular, because when we get to some posts, you realize that some posts, even when you feel like, no, I should not comment, as in it's quite enticing, you feel like commenting, so sometimes you end up actually commenting on that particular post. Okay, so what made you engage? Did they ask a question? Did they bring it in form of a problem? Or did they end with, please comment below if you, as in there's a way, the call to action. When you're putting your posts up, sometimes there's a call to action, and the call to action could be to engage in what you have put up. And that means that what you put up, it will either be in a question form, or it will either be in a problem form that people want to solve, and you want to hear people's opinion. Okay, so what made you engage and what made you say yes? Okay, for those posts where you have gone and clicked yes, or where they say learn more and you have clicked learn more, how did they catch your attention? So also look at that, so that you can implement it in your own posts, so that you know, if I want to catch people's attention, if I have to do the polls, or I have to ask questions, or I have to post problems and people respond to them, or I have find a way. Do not just write and do everything writing. Okay, so make sure that you look at your behaviors. What made you laugh? Because what made you laugh will make others laugh, and you can create content around entertainment and comic content, and this same thing should not be so serious. We talked about it in public speaking, that you cannot just speak without educating people and without entertaining them at the same time. So be informative but entertain them, because what they need to laugh a bit. Okay, so make sure that you ask yourself, what made me laugh, what caused me to engage, what caused me to say yes. Okay, and then be able to also include it in also what you are doing, and then understand your end goal when you are actually on social media. Now my friend Diana Arinda, you are into what is that? Not really home decor. What is it called? Interior design. Now, if you're into interior design, you have to be able to look at your end in mind. Now that you have a page, you sent it to me, and you already actually did graphics for your page. Okay, and I want you to even share it in the group, or the WhatsApp group, so that others can draw inspiration and know. I want you to share it there so that they can also follow you. Okay, let's follow each other. Now you have it, and now you're going to start, or you already you have started putting up content. So what you do is you ask yourself, what is the end in mind? What do I want to do with my content? Is it to create awareness? Okay, that means you are going to either shoot behind the scenes, of a certain home that certain madam allowed you to actually do interior decor, what the curtains you did for them, if whether it was just to buy cushions, you tell, after placing the cushions very well, you tell them, can I just take a short video, and then you take a short video and you end with your face in that video, and then you tell them, in case you want this and more, you can actually get them from me, or you can actually go to these days, for the people that do real estate, they do what we call flipping. So they call interior designers to go and stage up a home, because the different homeowner people who are hunting for homes are going to buy. So they request you to stage the wall hangings and, you know, the drapings and what, and you take pictures. So when you take pictures and tell people that this is what I do, so you see other real estate agents are going to call on you, or other homeowners are going to call on you, and you are going to work on referral based, or you're even going to get more clients online. So your end in mind should be very, very clear. If it's awareness, give them behind the scenes. I am giving this example for you, Arinda, Diana, so that you know, if it's really to educate people, because some people don't know what interior design entails. So you can say, if it's to educate, I'm going to give you techniques. Okay, so this color matches well with this color, and if it's such a plain wall, then you need to put a wall hanging like it, which is like this, or a wall painting which is like this. And if you're buying a table, then in your house, if you want, for example, there are those videos that people make, how to make your home look expensive. Let me tell you, all of us are going to buy that, and I've changed my home from time to time because of the people that the things that I never thought about, but maybe I've watched it in a video, and someone says 10 things to make your home look look expensive. And my dear, when it gets into people's minds, and because you are the one that has given to them, and you're telling them that you can actually link them to those things, they are going to buy, and you're going to get your beautiful commission. I know for sure, so many times I have changed all the curtains in my house, or I've changed my seats recently. I think it was just the day before yesterday. Yes, the day before yesterday, I was planning to import seats, recliners from Dubai. But when I called in Dubai, and they were talking about the shipping, and they were talking about the tax, and they were saying that they actually don't know, because the tax people are not really predictable. Sometimes they overcharge, and you will find that I've bought it like 5 millions in Dubai, and by the time it gets to Uganda, it's in 14 millions plus shipping and tax and all that. And so when I called someone in Dubai, they were like, no, there is Danube Home in Uganda, and they sell, it's a Dubai store, and they sell Dubai stuff. So and I was like, okay, let me go and check whether they're recliners. So yesterday we went with Tim to Danube Home, and we paid for we paid for our seats. That was actually 12 million. We saved 3 millions from 15 millions if we had imported. So, and I remember when I was seated in the recliners, I was just telling Tim that, you know what, a time comes when you have gone through enough, and all you want is just comfort. There are certain years, and I'm speaking to you ladies, once you clock 30 and above, the best thing you can give to yourself is the comfort. You just don't buy a bed, you buy a comfortable bed. And even if a bed is 10 millions or 12 millions, you buy it and sleep in it. You don't sleep on just any cushions. No, you sleep on cushions that can give you comfort, okay? And by the time you look at your bedroom, and your bedroom is just looking so wow and nice, and you feel so proud and so nice, that is it. So how do you get there? By making money, okay? How do you make money? By improving on your social media strategy. And how do you improve on your social media strategy? Have the end in mind, okay? So education, you educate the techniques, you show them this is what you put here and this is what you put here. And then if you want to build trust with your clients, you make sure that you bring testimonials. That means you tell someone, you know what, just write something. For example, if I buy something, this is what I do most of the times when I go to some of these big stores to buy something. These days they have a habit of telling me that, you know what, Bahati, they do the receipt, and and then they come to the paying part, and then after that they tell me, you know what, you are not going to pay, but what you can do is give us a mention either on your TV show or on social media, and that will cater for the payment of this. And sometimes I feel so guilty that I'm taking a dress worth 300,000, or I'm taking a shoe worth 300,000, and someone is saying, just give me a mention on your social media platform, just give me a mention on Instagram, and that will be enough. Why? Because they know the power of social media. If someone sees me putting on that shoe, then they are going to ask me, where did you get them from? The person that dressed my children for the photo shoot, for those of you that saw Ariel and Ariel on birthday, she was online. I told her to deliver. She delivered with a receipt, and then she told the person that delivered the goods, I was at Farewell, I remember I was even shooting, and told the guy, do not take money from that lady, but just tell her to call me when you get to her. When I called her, she told me, I knew, when you called me, I knew this was Bahati because of your voice, but I request you one thing. After whatever you do with your children, make sure you just send me pictures of your children. Do not pay anything. And indeed, after I did the photo shoot, I just sent the pictures to her, and I think she used them on her social media platform. But even me, when I posted them, people were asking me, where do we get such clothes for our babies? And I kept tagging her because it's City Kids Store. And so I kept tagging her, and people went to actually buy from her. So you see how when you want to build testimonials, you tell people to speak about how they feel, okay? And it's really, really beautiful. And then if you want direct sales, you make sure that you show people how to use something. Whatever you're selling, you show them how to use it, and then they can be able to say, you know what, I want that particular thing, let me get it for myself. Okay, that was just an example when it comes to you, Diana, that is in home decor and interior designing. So make sure that your first goal is actually visibility and awareness. Visibility, awareness, visibility, awareness. That is why when you tag me in some of your posts, I will share them on my page so that my people can be able to see you. It's as simple as that. We are creating awareness, okay? And then number 3, you have to be able to experiment with what content you have and the formatting, okay? So when you experiment, remember we have so many platforms these days. We have YouTube, we have YouTube Live, and then we have YouTube where you can post your pictures and where you can post other stuff. You have Facebook groups, you have Snapchat, you have what is that? There are so many. TikTok, we have Clubhouse, we have, as in there are so many. So you make sure that you actually experiment with your content on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on, everywhere. By the time you get to deciding that these are the top 2 that I am using, at least you are everywhere, and when someone looks for you on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on Snapchat, on TikTok, on, you are there. On Clubhouse, you are there, be everywhere, okay? On podcast, on Pinterest, make sure that on Tumblr, even if something that you have no business being there, just show up and say Nangenzize, and create awareness. Talk about you. Let people know who you are, okay? So the next thing is really to audit your social media and to know what has worked and what hasn't worked. What have people liked so much and what haven't they liked? So can you give them more of what they have liked, okay? Because when you look through your feed, you will see that this one 500 likes and this one had 2 likes. So why is it that this one has 2 likes and the other one has 500 likes? So if you see what has 500 likes, ask yourself, why did it get? Was it more engaging? Was it a story? Did people relate more to it? So can I make more of the content that is like that, okay? And then you look at what is working and what is not working, and then you pick your platforms at the end and decide that this is what I'm settling with. I'm not going to be everywhere, okay? And then search engine optimization, the more you post, the more you do all these things, the more Google picks up on your stuff, and it actually even takes it on. For example, when you search Bahati Hilda Sabiti, you'll find that I have my own website, I have a Wix website, and then I have a Wikipedia that I don't know about, but definitely Google just takes on the information for as long as you become searchable and people keep searching about you. Because when you put in Bahati Hilda Sabiti, most of the people used to search about who is her husband, what is her life story, what is her life like, what does she do, as in so many people would search for different things. What's her age, all those things. Where does she stay, what program does she do on TV? So most people, so you'll find that actually Google actualizes and it optimizes most the search, because people are really searching for your information. So make sure that you do that, and then it's time to make your quality and valuable and frequent posts. Okay, you make sure that you go all out and do what you have to do. So just when it comes to, someone asked me, I think in this group, that why is it that people like more picture when you put a picture than when you don't put a picture? Yes, people do that because, I mean, pictures are quite enticing. They draw our attention. So when they draw our attention, then we want to actually engage with them. So you make sure that you also do very good graphics. And soon I want us to just go to just decide what kind of graphics, because sometimes you can have very crowded graphics. I hate looking at crowded graphics. I'll even just pass it by. But the moment you have elegant and brief, your name, what you do, and your picture, and you're nicely posed, you look so elegant. And the choice of your colors also matters. Okay, so let's be very careful, and remember, this branding game, we relearn and unlearn and learn and do everything. So things keep changing. Don't say what I chose is what I stick to. If you feel it's not working and you've seen a color that really looks nice, make sure that you decide early and make sure that you stabilize quite early. But it's okay to change your mind and say that this is what I want. But after you have been established as a brand, so it's going to I mean, so many people are going to get lost in between, because they knew you for this and all of a sudden you're doing something different. So you just have a window right now to change your mind and to concentrate on changing or revamping your brand. Okay, so from me to you this night, I think I'll just go through a little bit of what lovely coach, how are you doing? You have been lost with the live videos, missed you. So that is Nambiru Harriet. Oh, good to have you. Diana in class. And we have Inembawazi Catherine, and then Ashaba Ronald, and Betty or Orishaba. Good to have you. You're following closely. Yes, I'm glad to have all of you. And I think I'm just signing out for tonight. I know most of us are, in the weekend mood, but at least I had to get to touch base. You can always come back and watch this video, and then when you watch, just give me what you have taken out. 5 points that you have taken out from the things that we have talked about. 5. So you make sure that you note them down here in the comment section, that this is what you took out from this video, and then spread the love and spread the knowledge, and let us grow together. Love you, and from me to you is a bye-bye.